Knowing students and their families. It is a misconception that the teachers would lose their control over their students if they develop a relationship with their students and their families. Probably this conception, which is totally a misconception, is developed mostly in the male teachers. The male teachers tend to stay indifferent because they believe that probably the relationship would lead them to lose the control they have over their students. This concept can be present in the female teachers as well. They can also think that this relationship building up would result in losing any control over the students. But sometimes this relationship between the teacher and the student and their families proves to be very helpful because it is a support for the whole system. If we look at the concept in a positive manner, we will see that if we are thinking that because of this relationship, the teachers are losing control, then the teachers can always have a reinforcement on their control. Like, for example, the teachers can display on the notice board what are the limits of having this relationship with the students. They can just write a few rules on the board or maybe paste them on the wall or the notice board in the classroom, so that the students are aware that where are the limits. If they are still having a relationship which is supposed to be very supportive and helpful with the teacher and the parents involved in this relationship, then that means that is a positive relationship. But in case there is a fear of losing control, the teacher can always discuss this matter with the students. And the students would really understand if it is written and shown on the board and the notice board. Sometimes the students do not listen to the instructions which are being given. Sometimes it is possible that the teacher has talked about the limits of the relationship, but they did not listen to it. So it is a good way to write it down and put it on the walls so that everybody knows what are the limitations. The relationship has to be there. The teachers would like to know the students more through their families and would like to know the families through the students so that they would have a good know-how of the background of the students. But at the same time, the students would know what are their limitations. They are not to become those people who are making use of this relationship in a wrong way. That is, abuse of the relationship. The teachers should also understand that abuse of this relationship would result in disaster and no learning is going to take place. Similarly, sometimes the parents also try to abuse the relationship that they have developed with the teachers. And they start asking for favors for their child, which can bring a lot of imbalance and unfair attitude in the class. And this will hurt many other students. So the teachers need to be careful that they can balance the relationships. They can also design the concept on the basis that there are some rules and regulations to be followed, no favors to be asked, nothing given as presents and gifts in order to get some favors. So all types of such things should be forbidden by the school policy and written on the boards to reinforce again and again that this is what the parents, the teachers and students need to follow. This concept of knowing the students and their families should be limited to having a good knowledge of the cultural, economic, religious, ethnic background of the teachers and the students and how people are going to react with one another on occasions when they are meeting each other at a social platform.